Peace and blessings, Mahatmas. Like Mr. Fong. Mother. Now let me stop. Today is 6/6/2016, and I'm doing a review on my Yoni eggs. I bought like 50 million of them, but I used 4. Um, I have been, let me see. The first time I used a Yoni egg, it probably was like 20 years ago. 20, yeah, 21 years ago. I was like 19. I used to do the Benoit balls. My background in spirituality really started like in the late 90s. I was very blessed to be around a lot of spiritual teachers and stuff like that, but my consciousness wasn't open to it. So my father was a martial artist into martial science. So I was introduced to like yin and yang, the Tao, Qigong, back in the days. So that's where I learned about the Benoit balls and Oriental music. So I used to be into the belly dancing and holding my stomach in, isolation of the muscles and stuff like that. So of course I had the Benoit balls for aesthetic reasons because I wanted to have a tight coochie that I could shoot bullets with, basically. So I was into the Benoit balls. Those are small weighted balls. They're smaller than the Yoni eggs and they're round, spherical. So I work with those. Then in purchasing those, someone introduced me to a Yoni egg. They probably knew spiritually and they gave me a rose quartz because as a teenager, a young person, I was very angry. Um I didn't like myself a lot. I was a very free spirited, like, you know how I come on, free spirited, jovial type person. I was very articulate and intelligent and gifted in school, and that didn't go well over in my community. And my parents were very supportive of it, but they supported it like a label, like Raina's smart, and Raina has to be smart, and what Raina's gonna do is be smart. So it was like I'm expecting you to have these type of grades and I'm introducing you as like this gifted smart kid all the time. And other kids don't want to hear that. They like, whatever, girl, you know what I'm saying? And then I had a color complex from being light skinned. Back in the days, it was like light skinned people being nice and happy wasn't working out. It was like people was trying to punk me and stuff. So I developed this really mean spirited, like I let the Aries rising like come to the forefront with mad masculinity and kicking you in your head. But that's also a very powerful sexual sign. So I was like the sexy, nasty, mean person with self-esteem issues. So I always struggle with my weight. So this person is like, even my hair was always done. I was always working out. I used to be bench pressing 165 when I was like 15, 16. I was trying to do push-ups and dips. I was bugging back in the day. So anyway, the person gave me a rose quartz Yoni egg. Okay, so that was my first Yoni egg, and it was the smaller one. Fast forward to like 1990 something, maybe 96. A girl introduced me to crystals, a consciousness, that they were entities that actually had their own intention. She bought me, I think it was like a moonstone rose quartz, some obsidian. She knew me very well, so she bought stones that she knew that coincided with my behaviors and my personality. And that's when I was introduced to that. 1999, I started working in a health food store. They sold crystals, they sold books, they sold herbs from Western, Eastern, Ayurvedic, Chinese, vegan. I learned about energy healing. That's when I was introduced to Reiki. I was introduced to yoga as a conscious movement, a way to connect with God other than just being aesthetic and stretching and be able to put my leg behind my head type. That was my mindset when I was a teenager. A young person introduced to mantra, mandalas, kirtan, singing, toning, all of that stuff was introduced to me then. So that's when I really learned about the crystals. And it's in my birthright to work with crystals. Started working with crystals in like 2002 to 2008. I was really strong with it. And then I kind of like let it go. I was like, I don't need a crystal. I am the witch. I don't need the wand. That's one of those issues for people that have receptivity issues, like you can't receive, control issues, don't know how to delegate, why wouldn't you utilize something that is consciously programmed to do a job? Like, that's what it does. Like having a secretary. Why would you not have a secretary and a cleaning lady? Because you could do all of that. You have the power because you own the business. That was the kind of mindset that I had. So fast forward. Now, the reason why I hadn't used Yoni eggs since like maybe, I had bought 2 of them for 12 years. Okay, after my second child, I didn't use any more of them. The main reason being that celibacy. In between my children, I had bouts of celibacy for like only the in between the last two. I was in the house with the father, but we weren't working out, so I didn't have sex for a whole year. Bouts of celibacy. And when I'm celibate, I don't masturbate. I don't want to think about sex. I meditate to cycle my energy. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to pull that energy and create something outside of myself. I kind of like fed the energy through eating and stuff like that because I needed that pleasure and that stimulation. I wasn't able to cycle the energy correctly. But when it's like I couldn't use the yoni egg because it would have stimulated sexual stuff, and I have a very high sexual nature. So anyway, gave up on the yoni eggs. Didn't use them for a long time. Recently, I was having some issues with my menstrual cycle. When my children went down south to their dad, my menstrual cycle stopped. When my father passed away, my menstrual cycle started and it just went for like a whole month. It stopped, and then when I became sexually active with someone new, it started again, and it came like every week. Every week for a month, 4 weeks straight, like 28 days with a day in between. Like it would stop, I would make love, it would come back. So I was like, something is really wrong. I didn't know what it was. I didn't feel anything. I actually felt liberated. I felt released. And my cycle just flipped. After 4 weeks of having my cycle, it came on a full moon. I am a new moon bleeder, and I did a video about this. It's common for women to ovulate on a full moon when it's light in the sky and bleed on the new moon. That's how I have been. I don't remember if I was ever on the full moon. I look back when I conceived my first child. I was on the regular cycle that people call regular or normal. The red moon is those who bleed on the full moon, and I did a video about that, so you could watch that. But I was like, what's going on? So I was like, I'm gonna get some yoni eggs, and my mind told me to get Obsidian and Carnelian. When I was ordering them, I said I'm gonna try a whole bunch of them, Generally, when you use a yoni egg, it will stay up in there if it's supposed to be in there. It'll pop out if it's supposed to pop out. Things like squatting and pushing and stuff like that do help to push it out, but generally, they'll stay in there if they're supposed to stay in there. So, I got a tiger's eye. Here, that is right here. And it's the one with like the hawk eye in it. I got a carnelian, a black obsidian, rhodochrosite, no, rhodolite, uh, rose quartz. I told you that. What else? I guess that's it. So the first one, when I pulled them out, this is large. This is the largest one. This is a large size, common large size, be like 45 by 30 something. Okay, and then the rest are medium. So when I pull them out, I was thinking about this one because this is the reason why I got them for my reproductive system. Okay, because I was like, my period is off. By then, my period had been fixed. Okay, not fixed, but it just wanted to flip to the full moon, possibly because now I'm gonna be like this enchantress, like wizard woman or whatever. My Aries personality is gonna. The mother is going to sleep for a while. That could be it. So, but this is why I bought them. But when I opened the box, the tiger's eye told me that we needed to talk. Why? Okay, so tiger's eye is like, it's a grounding stone, as you can see, because it's dark colored. But as you also can see, you see the golden. I want to see, the light is really sucky. Let me switch hands. I'm going to probably block the screen. Let's see if we can get some better light in. You see that? that gold is like the sun. So the grounding that we do when we're doing meditation, grounding into the earth and bringing the cosmos down, that's the kind of grounding. That is centering grounding. That's the perfect grounding. People will tell you to ground into the earth. That means you're just rooting yourself. But when you're grounded between everything, like the integration, you, the heavens, and the earth, like the three, like today. So so Tiger Eye grounds you and balances you with earth and sun energy. It balances all three of your lowest chakras. People also put it on their third eye because it stimulates the third eye. Um, it's good for like manifesting your will. So if you have like visions and dreams, you can put it there and then help to manifest it. Um, by balancing this and the sacral and the solar plexus. Um, if you like a space cadet like me and you like all over the place, it helps with that. The reason why I think it called to me is because I needed to I had an internal conflict going on, an internal conflict of the heart and the mind, okay? And it was really, I was tripping out, okay? So my heart was all into something with love and compassion and support, and then my mind was analyzing it like, you investing too much time up in this and you're not getting a return. You know what I'm saying? Open your mouth and say all kind of ratchet stuff. And that's what was happening. I was opening my mouth and I was being very insensitive and nasty. And yeah, it was some bull stuff going on, you know what I mean? But it wasn't intentional. I don't think the person was being intentional, but they was acting in fear and stuff. And I was not being considerate or compassionate or having any empathy when I open my mouth because my rising sign is Aries and Mars is in retrograde. I forgot about that. So I was opening my mouth, just, I was bugging. And then later on, my heart would be like, oh my God, why'd you say that? Oh, we need to fix this. Oh, I'm so sorry. And that was making me look crazy. And I couldn't control it. Like, I see myself doing it. And it was like, if I didn't get what I wanted, that's what it was about. As soon as, like, I should have really like backed out of this a while ago, but my heart was in it. So after a while, it's like logic. It's like when you have an investment, you putting all your money into something. After a while, the logic kicks in and stuff, and then you start to be like, "What the hell is wrong with me?" and stuff. But if it's something like you, oh, it's my house. I've been here for 50 years. I painted it this color. My kids grew up here. You'll be wasting time and doing stuff, and then like later on, you feel bad about it. So that's kind of, it was like a conflict inside of me. I was bugging, okay, y'all. I was bugging. I had to meditate on it all day yesterday. I didn't had to fast and all kind of stuff because I was bugging. I was wrong, but I should have handled it differently. But unfortunately, I didn't do what I should have did in the beginning, and that's how it manifested. So that's why I needed the Tiger Eye. It helps you to make coherent decisions and to kind of like balance your analytical mind, get your perception, your practical perception and alignment, and it helps with internal conflicts, also mood swings, and it helps you to recognize what your needs are and the needs of the people around you too. So that I put in, when did I put that in? I put it in Friday night, so I slept with it, and then it stayed in all day Saturday. I was out in the field. I walked an hour and 45 minutes to read my meters. It didn't come out. I went to bathrooms and gas stations where I was squatting, and when I go out in the field and I have to pee, I be peeing like with the force, and it didn't come out. And it is the larger egg, but I believe that it needed to stay in there. So it didn't come out until Sunday morning in the shower. I don't know what I was doing, why it came out. I know I was washing up or whatever, and it came out. So anyway, the next stone that I put in was the Carnelian. It's a Carnelian, and as you can see, it's an orangey colored stone. I think it's in the agate family. So, um, Carnelian is also grounding. Okay, I'm attracted to grounding stones because I need to be grounded. My energy is imbalanced too high. So it grounds and anchors you in the present, in the now. It's a success stone because as you see, it's orange like the creative center, the sacral chakra. Success, sexual issues, overcoming abuse, and trauma. It also helps with analytical decisions, improves the clarity of the mind, and if you have problem focusing while you meditate, that might be a good egg to have in while you meditate. Um, I was like, as you see, it's on my wrist. I'm attracted to it because I have a lot of, because I'm controlling, sometimes I get resentment issues because I'll do stuff that's not from the heart. Well, it is from the heart also, but I also stake other things in it, attachments to outcomes. So when I don't get the outcome that I want, I have resentment issues, especially if I'm really attached to something and I put a lot of energy in it because I have a problem with backing off of stuff when I see it. That's what's happening now. Obviously, I don't have this problem no more because my personality, my ego is working with my spirit, and it'd be like, oh hell to the nah, we not going through this no more. We need some production. We trying to have some life up in here. We trying to speak life out here. So like envy, rage, liver, kidney issues, anger. It replaces it with love, reproductive organs, of course, like I was telling you. If you have lower back problems, what else is a lower nature? Depression. It regulates what do you call it? It regulates your metabolism, and it also regulates fluids. So what it helped me with was I had edema in my legs because I had worked triple shifts, night and day, back to back last week. Didn't get any sleep, didn't have my feet up. I have high blood pressure, it runs in my family, and I don't take medication for it habitually because of the fact that when I control my diet and I exercise, I can control my blood pressure. But due to the fact that I am a coffee drinker and sometimes I don't get adequate amounts of sleep and stuff, I take my medicine every 3 days. So it's not uncommon for me to have no prescription for my medication and go 2 or 3 days without taking it. So over this period at work, I didn't have my medication, so my feet got edema. Just like being on, you ever seen, you've been on the bus, like take a bus ride down south or something on a bus 14, 15 hours and your legs swell up. That's what happened to me. So it removed that. It didn't stay in that long. It stayed in from the morning. I put it in early in the morning and it was out by the afternoon. The next egg that I put in was the rose quartz. This one stayed in only a couple of hours. Rose quartz is common, unconditional love, and I need empathy in my life. What else? Compassion, calming. It heals emotional issues. So that would be good for me. Also, receptivity. If you're one of those people who can't receive, you're always doing, doing, doing. That's one of my issues. But this one, I was cleaning up, and this is a medium sized egg. The carnelian was a medium sized egg. That may have something to do with it also. But I mean, like, the carnelian came out in the toilet. I I was pushing because I was trying to pass gas. I think it was, and I pushed it out. So I know you didn't want to know that, but um, yeah. So the obsidian, I was cleaning up and I was squatting in the closet, and it just said boop. But that was that. I didn't really feel anything while I had that. When I had the carnelian in, that's when I was out in the rain and my spirit was telling me to go out in the rain. I got a lot of messages when I had the carnelian in. Um, the tiger's eye, it helped me to recognize why I was doing what I was doing. It brought my attention to the internal conflict. It brought my attention to my principles and my willingness to ignore my principles to appease or accommodate another person. And then when I recognize that our goals are not on the same page, I don't like that. And I'll try to manipulate the situation, and when I can't, I let it. Usually I run away. That's what I do. I just be like that, and I'm out. But I was trying to work with this, and that's where the conflict came in. The rose quartz, I don't remember getting any information. The carnelian, I told you I went outside and I got the spiritual information about grounding, and I got spiritual information about transformation and the change that was coming. And these are all information that I was getting from my daily tarot readings that just pop up, and when I do the weekly readings too. But it was like it just was like really like it was just really deep information, and the grounding was good. The meditation. Now the last one is the obsidian. I have that in now. I put that in last night. It was in on last night. When I put it in last night, it magnified the pain in my leg. I have sciatica, so it was magnified. It just all of a sudden it was like, oh my god. Obsidian is it brings insight into a disease. Why? And that's what I'm trying to gain from this. I went to sleep on it. I ended up journaling last night and thinking about relationships and stuff like that. It highlights hidden stuff like your shadow self, and it helps you to merge your shadow self. It helps you to merge your spiritual self, your soul. So it brings up like soul, past life stuff. It's like the truth enhancer. Personal truths come up. It exposes flaws and weaknesses, blockages. It supports growth and spiritual growth. It brings up negative emotions. So it's like the healer stone. It's a stone that is good if you're working with somebody and you don't really know how to dig or how to like ask questions to get people stuff up. If you have that stone, it'll pull it. Just know how to cleanse the energy or clear the chakras or clear the energy or open a vortex, whatever you got to do. So it brings up negative stuff, confusion. Um, Also, it's a protective stone. Most black stones are. It blocks psychic attacks and negative, shields you from negativity. But it's not like tourmaline, where tourmaline like gives it back. Tourmaline's like the original evil eye. So, what did I notice physically? When I put the obsidian in, I felt the vibration. The carnelian vibrated a little bit. It was like bit, bit, but the obsidian was like zzz. I actually had to feel the floor and make sure that nothing I had plugged in. You know how like you feel the vibration from like a refrigerator or equipment humming? It was like that. So I was like, wow, did I get any messages? I don't think so. When things come up for me, generally they come up and pass. Like I'll weep them out. I'll cry. I was crying last night. So I wept last night. I had some weird dreams and pain. Stuff comes up for me as pain. Like when I got initiated into Kundalini Reiki, pain. Oh my God, I thought my crown was gonna bust open. So I had a slight headache. The pain in my leg accentuated. I'm looking forward to. I put it back in. It did come out a little while ago when I went to the bathroom, but I was pushing. I'm not gonna go into details about what I was doing, but I put it back in. I really need to get rid of this sciatica. I want the stone to do that, so that's what I'm working for. You know, we'll see what happens. Um, Another thing, increased discharge or secretions. Very creamy, but they smelled really good. And I was eating ice cream. I fasted all day yesterday. I didn't eat until last night. But Saturday, I was having cookies and ice cream. Like, that's what I ate for the day. I don't think I ate food. Because I think I fasted the day before, too. I've been fasting a lot because I had, like, I told you I was acting like a butthole. So, I smell my drawers all the time. I love my Gucci. So, really nice smell. Um, But yeah. So that is my review on the Yoni eggs. I have the Rhodochrosite left, and I ordered some other stones. I have to go get them. I forgot what else I ordered. I would like a labradorite. Um, I want a mahogany. I think I ordered a mahogany obsidian, and I'll tell you about that. So far, I haven't gotten messages from the Obsidian. I'm really looking forward to the messages from that. So, tell me about your Yoni egg experiences. The next thing that I'm gonna do is the herbal balls. I never tried those before. I did it steams back in the days. Um, yeah. I think I don't even know, but my spirit told me to do it. But I really feel like my issue with the menstrual cycle has been done. But then I did like cut cords from someone, and I'm thinking that maybe the herbal thing would help to like you know, I guess remove biologically or whatever. So if y'all need to hit me up www.seatofthemoon.t like Tom, K like kicking it. Guru wannabe. Hit the subscribe button. I need some subscribers. I need you to validate me. Make me feel like it's a reason why I'm sitting here talking for 25 minutes in my room by myself while my landlord probably thinks I'm psychotic. Um, Guru wannabe. GURUWANNAB. Also at Gmail if you need to ask me a question. Guru wannabe on Facebook. Seed in the Moon Ministries. On the scope, I'm Lady of Rays. On Twitter, I'm Lady of Rays. On the gram, I'm Lady Rays with an A. Peace and blessings, Mahatmas, and I'll be doing a card reading later. I'm out.